What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For the new viewers, my name is Maple Mike. This video will be about finishing up the skidder, the four-wheeler skidder slash log arch. Yeah, turned out well. Just stay tuned and follow it through. And we are back. Following day. Today's Monday. 3:30. I just got out of work. I tell ya, starting projects, a great rule of thumb is to do it in the hottest days of the year and humid. So we're gonna scrap the 6011. We're gonna try the 6013 today. See if I can't get this to run. I like the 6013 better than 6011 because 6011 is like 6010. It's a lot of splatter and basically it's a junk rod, you know, a farmer's rod they call it. It'll go through rust and everything else, but this is supposed to look like more like 7018. Come on. Oh, they're pretty much the same, I guess. I don't know. Just not enough ass behind that welder to do anything really. MIG welds, you don't get that much penetration, so that's why I'm not MIG welding this. You don't get much penetration with MIG welds. So flux core, different story. You get very good penetration with flux core welding, but I don't have a flux core machine, so we gotta stick with it. So 6011 and 6013 are both a fast freeze rod, it's called. So fast freeze means the puddle hardens quickly, like right after. And so that is good for all positions, overhead, vertical up, you know, horizontal, stuff like that. And you can run it downhand. And if you guys are wondering what this is, In the trades, we call it a rake. We knock off the slag with this. Oh yeah. And the fast freeze rod is also good for filling up gaps too. Which on like the bottom, I don't know if you guys can see it from here, from there, but there's a gap in here, so that'll fill nicely with the fast freeze rod. So I love running 7018. That's what we use in the pipe industry a lot to run uphill. Just lays out better, and it's not as brittle. Like 6010, or we normally run 6010, which is like another fast freeze rod for our roots. We put a nice root in, because you have an 1/8 inch gap, so you got to fill that gap. So 6010 is what you want. And we do 7018 from there to fill out the pipe. But so 6010 and 6011 and 6013 are all brittle. It's like a really hard metal that goes into it. 7018, it's more flexible. You can see it when you tack. Like when you tack a piece together, if you tack it with 6010, it'll snap off easy. So we try to tack it with 7018 because you have more movement with it. So. Your most comfortable position will be your best welds. So you always, that's why I was laying down, because I've been on my knees all day welding on my hands and knees. No, not underneath a foreman's desk or supervisors, but you gotta get comfortable to put good welds down. So when this is done, everybody's like, oh, it's so nice. So I'm just gonna look at the welds and think, ah, shoot. It looks like dog crap. When everybody's looking at the product, they're looking at how nice it looks. I look at the product, I look at welds. That was a big to-do with the new evaporator I ordered, you know, and I'll explain to that when that comes in, I guess. So you got it. I'm gonna finish up the rest of this welding, then I'll show you what I can do with the gussets. Well, this is a gusset. They're 30 inches long, cut on 45-degree angles. gussets support. And there's gonna be gussets right here. Something like that. Same with here. Gussets everywhere. I don't want this thing flexing or bending at all. So I want to get this welded up. And let's see what we got after that. Alright guys, so we welded these gussets on yesterday. They're fully welded. Same with these ones. That one's fully welded. Now we got gussets and we're gonna put them right here and right here. And we're gonna put our tongue on. That's today's effort, I guess. So we'll get to cutting them and welding them on. Alright guys, so we got these gussets right here. We're gonna weld up. Then that should take care of the inside. Then I just gotta do the tongue. I gotta weld that on and weld the gussets on the tongue. Then we're close to being done here. I see I missed some welds yesterday. I gotta weld that all up. But then get thinking about my winch, how I'm gonna install that on here, and the solar panel also. I gotta put that on, so I guess there's a fair amount left, you know, little by little every day. Every time I weld this, I have to long arc it. Long arcing is trying to get away from the metal as far as you can, but continue to have an arc onto it. So what that does is when you long arc it, the hotter it gets without any change in amperage. So I'm trying to get long arc so it flows better, or even starts. You know, it's fun. I'm also running downhill, but I can see I still got a lot of penetration, so I'm not worried about it. So I do this all the time when I build something. I go way overboard on strength, and my motto is can't always overthink it, I guess. Which I do all the time. Like, what happens if I add more support here or more support there? In all reality, you probably really don't need it, but I'm notorious for this. Let's get this. You know what'd be great? I turned on the welder. So we got the gussets. I had to fill that in a little bit more because it's concave. But all the gussets are mostly done. Little stuff here and there I still got to do. I got to put another pass in that and that. Then we're going to start building the support that goes right here. It comes out this way directly up in this position. It goes up, and that's going to be for the winch. So it's coming along. Let's get to it. All right, guys. Got the winch. I ended up welding it on. And I got a guide here. I ended up welding it on. I went with a guide instead of that big pulley, because if I want to go this way, there's no binding. There's no binding, no binding, no binding. So now we just need to put on the tongue. Ball adapter goes right there. And what else? I'll install the box that goes there. Install the battery box that goes right there. Alright guys, so we finally got the spindles shafts welded on. A little hot right now, but we packed the spindles and the bearings. We're gonna get it on. Then that's welded, that one's welded. We gotta put a shim in here, right? I can't see it, but we put a shim right here, like a 1/2 inch, to draw this outwards more, because we tried to, I had to weld it inside there, because if it was all the way flush to here, it was not even close to being where it needed to be. It would have been rubbing and like into the frame, so we had to bring it out. Other than that, we're getting there. We got the adjustable hitch on, welded, solid. We got the wheels on, finally. The help of my brother. We welded on the chain hooks, so that is done also. But the only thing we got to weld on, yes, I'm putting a stand on this. But I'm gonna weld a plate, because this is as far as it goes down. And I'm gonna get a little plate that comes up that I can weld this to the plate, so there's room for it. And plus, when it's turned sideways like this, that doesn't drag on the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna take this for a spin and see how she goes down the road. Then we got the toolbox is gonna sit right here. Then I'm gonna put the solar panel on top of it, on top of the toolbox. And right here is gonna be the battery box for the battery. But I'm gonna give her a spin, see how she does. Just got done for taking it for a little spin. It actually tows really nice. I know one thing, that if I was gonna build another one or start building them for people, is I'm gonna extend this down so there's more ground clearance. But we'll see how it is. Pretty heavy duty. I did not skimp on that. Now I'm just going to wire wheel everything, pull off the wheels. What else am I going to do? Tape off the hubs and degrease everything, and I'm paint it. That'll be the next thing. Another thing is, I was thinking is shortening the tongue on the next one. Yeah, 'cause it is a long 4 feet, that's 3 feet, and that's like another 6 inches there. So it's pretty long. But the best thing about being long with a tongue is easy backup. It doesn't swing as fast, but that also could hurt you in the woods. So, I don't know. Can't wait to try it out. So, I Randall can primed it. Turned out pretty well. I degreased everything. I wire wheeled everything from top to bottom. So it should set pretty good. I use Magic primer. I'm going to use Magic paint also. Sure is gray. Alright guys, so this is the end result. Let's start off with the toolbox. We put the 30 volt solar panel on it. Inside we got our fuel, we got our chain for our log, we got some gloves, bar and chain oil, 3 things of chain for the chainsaw, and of course we got a fire extinguisher, tape measure, a wedge, and auger tape. So the fire extinguisher is very good. We are in Mountain Woods, dry season. So only thing I don't know what to do with is this. I don't know. I have to build like a bracket at work or something. Just screw it through here. We got our battery. The solar panel hooked up. And we got our hooks welded on. Everything's painted. I don't really like the way I mounted the wire. I would like to drill it into the tube steel, come over, then come up and out here. It'd be better. If I ever start making these, definitely what I'll do. This is just like a prototype kind of. And another thing is I wanted to put, maybe extend this a little bit more and put a flat piece stock here with another angle coming down, and with a post coming up here and here with a cage, so like the logs won't destroy the toolbox. So that is one thing. We got our jack, adjustable hitch. Yeah, that's it. Ready to roll. Hey guys, made it to the end. Would you look at that? Yeah, it turned out well. The orange is my favorite color, so that's why I painted it orange. And you'll see it quite often because we got a lot to do with that thing. I don't know what these loggers are doing, but it's gonna be definitely put through its paces. So it'll be tested, and you'll see how it goes. I just wanted to thank everybody for watching, and stay tuned for some more content. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, that's fine too. Catch you guys later. Have a good one.